This episode was recorded in front of a live audience at the Festival of Accounting and Bookkeeping.
Welcome to the Bookkeepers Podcast, sponsored by Xero.
Welcome to day 2. It's lovely to be here at Fab. Thanks for being here bright and early. Today we're going to talk about how to get the most out of an event, and particularly to-do lists and strip clubs. So I hope you will take lots of notes while you're listening in today. And Jo, I think you're having a kind of different experience, like a new experience for you this morning.
It's an awakening. This morning I'm at a day 2 of an event and I don't have a hangover. I went to bed early.
Yeah.
I mean, we did have a cocktail and a glass of wine.
Yeah.
But that was from the comfort of the hotel room while in pyjamas with a laptop on my lap, in bed doing some work.
Yeah.
It's very... this is a new experience. I feel like a new woman.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, usually I'm a little bit on the search for paracetamol. This time on day 2.
And the thing is, like, there's usually so much involved in going to an event, and this is our second event. I feel like we've done loads this year. Like, I've been with you pretty much every week of the year, I think, so far. We've had loads of events which are kind of business development events, but also the conference season has now really started. And we've been doing this for years. So we thought what we could do today for anyone listening or thinking about an event later on this year is make a bit of a plan for you, or help you plan in your mind how to prepare for an event, what to do when you're at the event, and what you need to do after the event.
Yeah, to make the most of it, because otherwise you just end up really busy. You come here, you get overwhelmed, you go home, then you think, oh my goodness, I haven't done all of these emails, answer my clients. You jump into that and forget everything that you were meant to do. So we're going to pass on some of our top tips.
Love it. So let's talk about prep, first of all. I know it's a bit late if you're here on day 2 of Fab, but for future, travel, there's loads.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start with planning travel. Do you know, we just outsource it now.
So, yeah, we outsource. This has been a game changer for us. We have taken on an admin person that specialises in travel and events. We call her our concierge, basically. That's what she is for us. Because it's more than just organising it and putting it in our diaries. She treks with us that we've arrived. She actually is my sister, so she has me on Find Your iPhone, so she stalks me.
She also has me on Find Your iPhone.
Does she? I didn't know that. She's such a control freak.
I know, but it's really good. Like, when you're all over the place, you want someone...
I mean, we do have each other as well.
I know.
So, oh my goodness, I didn't know that. That's revelation.
Oh, I think she has. I don't know if I know where she is.
No, she's just like you. Yeah. And so that's... So, if that's out of your budget at the moment, though, think about, I heard this the other day, how can you act like your own butler in your life? How can you make your life a little, like, thinking about the night before? We did this last night. We got our clothes out, ready for today, and we packed it. Like, how would you act like your own butler just to give yourself a little bit of time if you don't have, you know, the capacity to get someone else to do that for you? But what we were surprised about is that actually it's not a full-time role, and this is the beauty about virtual admin services. You can get someone that helps you with that. She provides us with a packing list.
It's true.
And an itinerary.
Yeah.
So we know, and she does symbols for if we've got to be in a car or a train or an aeroplane, or if we're in a car park. It's all simplified, because I don't know about you, but it's really overwhelming, especially the other thing we have to think about, there's 5 children that we have, you know, independently, and they need organising as well. So she's actually in Zoe's school WhatsApp groups to help with managing that admin, because we all know that is a lot of admin, isn't it? School admin.
But I think, like, even things with a packing list, what's really helped me, and, you know, maybe you don't have a VA who supports you with this stuff, but maybe you have, like, the list, and it's the conference list.
Yeah.
And you know there's probably going to be a day 1 and a day 2, and, like, today we're here in our jeans, but yesterday we made a bit more of an effort, because usually day 1 is more cash, and day 2 is more cash. Day 1 is a bit more formal, maybe there's a party and you want to, like, dress for that. So even just, like, thinking ahead, because, like, and most of the people here in the audience are women, but you guys have the mental load too. But, like, the mental load of even sometimes just choosing what clothes to put on my body is, like, too much.
I'm going to share something which I didn't think I was going to share. but while we're here, something's changed my life. A Shein bag, you know the plastic bags you get your Shein clothes in? I have now started putting all my knickers in a Shein bag, and then I just pick up the Shein bag and put it in my suitcase.
Do you know, I use a little free agent of these little tiny tote bags. They gave us one when we were in Edinburgh, and I put all mine in a free agent bag. And then I use one of the like zero bags for my laundry. So
it's about simplifying, and I think that's like reducing decision fatigue. Because I don't know about you, but we always say that we pack like we're going to have an accident every day. When it comes to underwear, I'm just like, just take all of them, and then I know I'm okay. So yeah, how do you simplify? But we have like this list, but you can create a list when you're packing. Just start thinking, what are the things, because it's so much overwhelm thinking about it.
Like travel wash bag, spare toothbrush, spare toothpaste. How many times have we forgotten toothpaste?
We now have a little bag each that we just have stuff in it. I mean, we do need to upgrade more because I'm always borrowing your hairspray.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah,
fine. We share an air wrap.
Yeah.
One of the other things that was been really helpful for us is like thinking, what's the outcome? Obviously, you're not just coming to an event for like a little party, although that's really helpful. But thinking, why am I actually here? Because there are so many conferences that are going to drain on your time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Drain is not fair. But if you don't use it wisely,
it's a drain if you don't use it wisely, and we have definitely done that in the past. We've gone to an event without thinking what are the outcomes I want to achieve, and making a plan of action for the actual day, but also more importantly afterwards. Now, the energy involved in leaving the house, traveling, getting somewhere, there's a lot of peopling in a room like this, and I've now figured out I'm not an extrovert. I'm an ambivert, or omnivert.
I mean, what's that?
But it's both. I sometimes love being with loads of people, and other times, like last night, in the bed, don't talk to me. Let me just be like this.
We haven't actually told anyone about what we did last night.
What do we do? Oh yeah. That sounded really bad.
Oh my God.
Can you quickly say what we did?
We didn't do anything bad, but like usually we end up at a party, right?
Yeah.
It's usually like many parties, we try to go to every party.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to let anyone down for people pleasers.
Yeah.
But last night we finished our last session here in the afternoon, which was maybe like 3-4ish. Then we were starving, because this is one of the things you have to plan in your time, like when are you going to eat? So we had not eaten. And I'd seen Las Iguanas, and I was like, we are going there. I want all the like limey, chili things. So we went there and had some food, didn't we?
Yeah.
And some buy one get one free cocktails, which you are sure did not have alcohol.
They did not have alcohol. Mine was like orange and lemonade, and there was no vodka or what was that?
It's squash.
It's squash.
So we did that, and then we went back to our hotel room, had a shower, got in our pajamas, got in bed, and then worked
Like we did a full day's work.
I know.
Afterwards, you carried on working, and I turned
so tired.
I was so tired, and she just is like an Energizer bunny. She's like this. I'm like, it took me. So I just turned all the lights out, and she was just there in the dark with her laptop.
It was really, I don't know where anyone else stayed. We stayed in the Hilton, and I usually love the Hilton. They have really fluffy towels. And my judge of whether a hotel is good is what's the quality of the towels.
Yeah.
And I've been quite disappointed with towels lately. I stayed in an Ibis the other day. No. It was like a caravan. The bathroom was like a caravan, like plastic. Oh no. So anyway, Hilton, very nice towels. That was good, but really noisy.
There was a lot of conferences happening inside the Hilton, and the amount of running up and down the corridor.
I mean, noisy women. It's like they let free from their family and were enjoying themselves.
The thing is, though, Zoe, if we're going to be like, I know we're very judgmental today because we are sober and fresh as daisies, but.
Yes, that's usually.
There have been some selfies that I found on my phone after an event of us, and I'm like, when did we take that?
Oh well, we'll get to that. So we need to plan for the outcome. What are we actually going to do to make sure this is a valuable day out for us, and make sure we've put some time in the diary so when we return, rather than forgetting all the great things that we've learned at the event and not doing anything about it or following up, we actually have already set some time work. And we were talking to somebody earlier, and they said, tomorrow I've just got the day to like reflect on everything. And I was like, that's so good.
Yeah.
It's like a little strategy day.
We have started to book out some time following events to I think what's just like debrief, but also de-escalate. Like I literally feel like I need to get home, put the washing on, unpack, and not be back to meetings first thing in the morning, because I would just be overwhelmed, and then my brain will do like the whole restart, wipe everything out, because I'll feel overwhelmed and I can't think about any of that, and I just think to the future. So if you can book out some time, if it's like this week, we will try. Now we do have busy Fridays, but we've booked some extra time around, so we have the commitments. But it's like blocking it out in case extra some meetings pop in. That you're just making a decision and taking some control of your diary.
Yeah. So let's talk about at the event then. So there's loads to do today. I'm looking around already, and there are so many stands I haven't even been to. Like lots of people I need to see, and I think the thing we try and think about in terms of an event and getting everything that we need to out of it, there are some speakers that we would have come to see and you might have come along to see. There are some software vendors that you want to have a conversation with. Maybe they're existing suppliers, maybe there's a new feature you want to talk to them about, or maybe there's something that people keep talking about and you're like, that might be what I need, and you want to go and see a demo. And then there's also, I don't know what, I'm holding 3 fingers up, but I've only got speakers, software
and networking.
Yeah. And then it's all the people here in the room. It's like here are the great people that you don't get to see except for over Zoom or, in a Facebook group who you actually want to spend some time with, that then build your business with you.
It's that moment where you like, oh, you're tall, oh, you're short. It is, because you've seen everyone at the same level on Zoom, and it's really nice to put faces and to names and have that real face-to-face connection. And that, I think that is underestimated. So I think lots of people see the agenda and then they map out all of these calls, and then they try and squeeze in the software, and then the networking, when does that happen? So I think you need to be really careful. I think, how much information can I take in if I'm going to see a speaker? Because you actually want to be able to take it away. And you said something, you'd heard someone say, don't write notes. Oh, it was Hayley Baxter.
Yeah. In our mastermind, she said it on a call the other day. She said, someone said to me, don't write notes, write to-dos. I was like, that is like blowing my mind.
Yeah, so rather than going there and writing everything that they're saying down, what are the actions that you need to do and take away after that event?
Yeah, when do you look at the notes? Like when I'm the note taker, I won't look at it again.
I think to myself, if I write it down, it's going to go in more.
I don't know if it does. I don't know. I think there's something about being like visual or audio, audible. Like it's like we watch the TV, and we listen to the TV, but we also have the subtitles on.
Because we're women of a certain age. Yeah. I don't know, is anyone else getting to that point in life you have to have subtitles?
Yeah.
On Netflix, everything. It doesn't have to be another language. It's just English.
Yeah. Even if the kids are there, I'm like, can you just stop, be quiet? It's okay, I'll put the subtitles on. We're good.
I was saying to my husband in the car the other day, do you want to talk to me? Do you want me to listen to you? Or do you want me to listen to the radio? Because I can't do both. Yeah. Can we turn that down so I can listen to you? I can't deal with it anymore.
Ollie looks at my face and he's like, I know you want me to stop talking. Poor Ollie.
Poor guys.
So, okay. How much information can you actually hold in your head? It can be quite good to look at the agenda or get the app and just choose 2 or 3 things.
Yeah, rather than thinking you might want to see all the things, but be really strategic. Okay, which ones am I going to actually do something? Which ones of these are going to help my business move forward?
Yeah. Basically, that's it. I think it's like, do as little as possible.
Yeah.
Only because you're not going to action. If you go and see 10 of the sessions, you're not going to action all of them. No, it's just, do you know what? Oh my gosh, I can remember going to conferences years ago, like when I was new to bookkeeping, and I used to come to events like this, and I didn't want to network. I didn't want to speak to anybody. I didn't want to be sold some software.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to go to speak to the vendor. And I didn't really want to talk to anyone I didn't know, because that was really scary. I didn't feel like I wanted to put myself out there. So what I would do is just try and find a theatre like this and just sit down and just be like, I'll watch this, I'll watch that. And then I would be my brain would be fried because I hadn't really learned.
So that's another really key point. Make sure you get some vitamin D. Get out of the area, get outside, get some fresh air. Make sure that you are hydrated. make sure we've taken our vitamin D tablets today.
You just gave me.
And lion's mane, I gave you. Yeah. I always hand her little vitamins. And yeah, make sure you get out and about, hydrated, but also that time, if you want to have one-to-one conversations, maybe step aside. I know there are often quiet areas. I've seen in the agenda that there are quiet areas here that you can go and have a talk, big sun deep. But I think the networking seems to happen by mistake, rather than intentionally. And maybe it's a case of thinking, who is coming? Shall we make sure that we go for coffee together and step aside and have those book? Because those conversations can be amazing. Maybe you have an accountability partner that you've decided you're going to go and see a talk together. And then after that talk, you go away and you sit down and say, what did you take from that? What did I take from that? Should we hold each other accountable to the goals of what we've decided we're going to do? Something like that, so that actually you move forward rather than just having a couple of days out of the business and feeling overwhelmed when you get back.
I love that. And you know what? The other thing we really need to talk about is like how you take care of yourself, because I joked yesterday about not having had lunch. Like this morning, we had breakfast this morning.
I'm eating a cucumber right now.
Okay. I went to the cafe in the hotel and it was £9 for a latte and a cup of tea. I was so upset about that. And then I asked if she had some croissants. You were quite specific yesterday. You did not want a cherry croissant. I don't know what it is about Birmingham, but all the croissants have like weird fruit in them. So this morning there was like croissants.
It's like a plain croissant.
It's sort of plain one, right? But there was one with strawberry and I was like, there's no way Joe will say yes to that. So we didn't have anything.
No, but we will do after this.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. Like, it's just like observing that. Like, are you eating well? Because lots of the catering around here is kind of like chips and carbs, which is all right. But are you going to feel on like your best?
And that takes us back to the hangover. Whether it's alcohol, whether it's bright lights, whether it's air conditioning, all of this stuff can make. I mean, I know when I go shopping, like a shopping centre, I come out and feel like, oh, I'm so dehydrated and da. So we have to make sure that we're like looking after ourselves, and we forget because we're taken up in all of this. So yeah, we will definitely do that.
Important one, I'm just going to say it. But the thing I've written down is like protecting yourself and your time and your headspace, but also like actual physical security, safety. Because there are often events, and this is a very safe environment, lots of people that we know and trust and love, but Joe and I carry rape alarms with us, because when you're going to like parties and things and you're in a city on your own potentially, you've got to think about things like that. So try and buddy up with somebody.
We're lucky we do have each other, but thinking about if it is winter time, it's dark, the walk back to the Hilton.
You have to walk past the lake, right?
You have to walk past the lake. There was a geese attacking another geese yesterday. A goose?
It was a goose.
A goose, sorry. They were geese.
They were geese.
But, we do have to, it's not something anyone wants to talk about, we have to.
We were joking about Gemma, our VA concierge, checking in with us, but she's thinking, that is exactly what she's thinking, and our husbands want to know. And I can remember we went to a party the other night, and we were at another event, and you stayed at the bar, and you were fine, and I was like, I'm so tired, I have to go to bed, and you were like, you need to go to bed. So I went back. It was like 8 o'clock.
You made Steph mine.
Steph was in charge. I messaged Steph on Facebook. Joe had to look after Steph. But you girls were together then. But then you didn't like Paul, your husband, know you were with Steph. Because I messaged our like family group, and I just said I'm going back, and then he must have just thought, oh my god, she's abandoned Joe.
Yeah, and he was really cross with me. That's all right. I live and learn, and that's the thing. But these are all the extra things we have to think about that we don't think about,
and no one talks about.
No
one talks about it.
No.
So find your team, find your people.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got to think about which speakers we want to see. We want to think about which vendors we want to see. We want to think about who we want to hang out with. Who is our wingman while we're here at these events. The other thing, I think, the other thing for me, Joe, is like the social media opportunities. This is like one massive social media opportunity. And I think if you're running a practice, you might think, why would I share stuff about me being at a conference? But this is all the credibility and expertise stuff that your clients need to see. there's so much that you learn if you go to a talk. I don't know if you'll learn much from ours, but if you go to someone else's session and they're talking to you about MTD or something that's coming up right now, there will be 3 things I learned from this session that you can share with your clients. I went to this CPD event and these are the 3 things I learned. Or this is the one thing that my clients need to know in 2025 about this upcoming regulatory change. So if you can think about a to-do, not a note, but a to-do of I must write a social media post with the 3 things I learned from that session. Take some photos with your favourite vendors or at their stands, or hanging out with other bookkeepers, or whatever it is that's going to show you are investing in your education and your skills and your knowledge, being a better bookkeeper for your clients. So valuable. I don't think we necessarily see the value in it until we start doing it and realizing that it does set you apart, because in this room is definitely the top percentage of bookkeepers that are hungry for more knowledge and more expertise and for that network. Like, you are sitting here, if you're a solo practice owner and you're making friends with other people that have amazing, like, you're building your network so you can support your clients more. I think we think that clients maybe thought, well, maybe my client thinks that I don't know enough, and that's why I'm going. But that's not the case. We're growing and we're showing our growth mindset through being here. Yeah, there's even stuff in like the software. Like my software has like released. Oh no, we were talking about Apron's new payment card. Yeah. And just saying like, oh my gosh, this software you're already using has this new feature, and they're talking about it this week. You know, it's that kind of thing. Then you can talk to your clients and say like, oh yeah, I saw you post something about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about, and you can get some great images about you being out and about. It's a bit like the bookkeeper in the wild. What they up to, what they doing, and we think that no one's interested, but they are. People are nosy, and it shows that you care and that you're growing your expertise. So take more selfies and make friends and things.
Jo, there's one place that you shouldn't take a selfie. Just thinking about.
I know where this is going. A strip club.
Well, yeah. Don't take a photo with a strip club.
So you did start off this saying we were going to talk about to-do lists and strip clubs.
Our little Jo ended up in a strip club, big circle. So you just avoided that completely.
Wonder why. So I've had some amazing fun times at these events, and so much so it was I had my 40th birthday in 2020, and obviously didn't get to celebrate. So the following year, when I turned 41, I was like, I'm just going to pretend I'm 40 again. It happened to land on an event, and we were in Coventry, and I remember someone saying, Jo, do you want a Skittles shot? And I was like, I've never had a Skittles shot, sounds nice. Had one of those. And then they're like, do you want to come with us? We're going into town. Yeah, we ended up in like this shopping precinct, and then we went into a room and it was a strip club.
Nice.
There were vendors. I'm not going to say names. But there were vendors, there were practice owners. I
remember like Coventry, we ended up in a casino.
Oh yeah, there was the casino first.
But that wasn't with the strip club.
No, we had to get a taxi to the shopping precinct. It was weird. I didn't know that's where they were.
I just remember us going back from the casino and we really were hungry. Hungry is a general thing during an event. If anyone wants to give me food, it's okay. But we went back to the hotel and we had to order a pizza, and it was like the guy in the hotel had never had to give any of the people staying there any food ever. And
he burnt it, but it was also microwaved and soggy at the same time.
Yeah.
It was awful.
It's the worst food I've ever eaten, probably.
Yeah, there you go. That's how not to do an event, and you can understand why I feel bright breezy today. I think I got home at 5 a.m. that time, and I was on stage at about 11 a.m.
You're such a pro.
And they gave me a swingy chair, and I just kept swinging to one point, and James Ashford kept having to pull me back round. I was like, I don't know where I am.
I remember that. I love it. Okay, so we've been to the event, we've done all the great things, we've had a great experience, everyone is safe and in bed early and fresh as a daisy in the morning. What do we do when we get home? So we've booked in some time already to make sure that we can make the most follow-up, do the to-dos.
But what is that follow-up? So you've got to think again about the speakers, the software and the network. So from the speaking, what were your to-do lists from the things you've seen? What do you need to plan and to implement? software, do you need to have any follow-up with your account managers? Do you need to book some timing? Have you already done that? Are they going to follow up with you? Did they scan your badge and they said they're going to reach out to you? If so, just have them on the list of, to make sure that they do. And then your network. What have you promised your friends that you're going to do? Are you going to meet up for coffee at some point? Did you say you're going to jump on a Zoom? You need to get all of this out and put it into your diaries and calendars so that this happens. Because when it does happen, then that all makes this event and the 2 days out of your business all very worthwhile.
I feel like we can very comprehensively covered how to get the most out of an event. If you are here and you don't listen to the Bookkeepers Podcast, we'd love for you to come and find out what we do over on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, did you know that about 78% of people who watch our videos haven't actually subscribed to our channel? So if you could subscribe, that would be amazing. But you can tune in every week to the Bookkeepers Podcast. What we're going to do now is we're going to hand over to you guys to do a little bit of networking, because there are amazing people here in the room. And what we would love you to do is speak to somebody that you don't know about their outcomes for today. Nice, easy, one question, like what do you need to get out of the rest of the day? Over to you. Thank you.